journey was now going to come to an end in the next few days. My last island destination was going to be the island of Barra, but before I could get to Barra, I took the causeway across to Eriskay from South Uist. During this part of the trip I was beginning to reflect on the journey as a whole. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. I really did enjoy it. There are certain parts of the islands that I would love to return to, and I will do certainly in the next year or so. There's certainly lots more to explore between now and then. I certainly found the islands to be full of very friendly people. The community shops were wonderful places to go and explore. The driving can certainly be tiring because of all the single track road and passing places, but in general, because it's not very busy, you don't have a problem. When I got across to Eriskay waiting for the ferry, the sun was still shining, which was great, and I spent some time waiting for the ferry, and during that time I was able to observe the gannets diving into the sea. It really was a spectacular thing to see. Difficult to film, mind. I only managed one or two decent shots during the whole period that I was waiting and trying to film the gannets, so sorry, you've got a few repetitions here. So it was on to the ferry and ready to sail across to the island of Barra. One of the things I was extremely interested to see when I get to Barra is the airport. It's the only place in the world that has a scheduled flight that actually lands on a beach. The timetable's forever moving because of the changes in high and low tide. So the Calmac guy was moving me into place, parked up, ready to hop off onto the top deck to have a look at the sea as I left. But anyway, he decided that no, I wasn't in the wrong place, so we had to make a bit of shuffling and moving so that I was in a better position to allow all of the other cars to come on board without too much of an issue. No problems. So we left Eriskay and made our gentle crossing towards the island of Barra. It's pretty calm generally. It's not too long a crossing. Although the sea looked fairly calm, it was a bit windy. On occasions we did get a bit of sea spray flying over the top of the vehicles. this was the end of my 4th ferry crossing. One to go, and that would be from Barra back across to the mainland in Oban. I wasn't going to be on Barra for too long. I thought probably a day or so would do it, and so I had no real intentions of stopping there too long, although I must say there were parts of Barra which I really need to revisit. Approaches to the airport, the tide was out, and I was pretty lucky that I didn't have to wait too long before a plane came in. The plane approached over the flight tower and straight onto the beach. It certainly was a sight to behold. They're a twin-engine Otter that they use. The plane came towards the edge of the beach and settled to a rest. Engine stopped, and before many minutes the ground crew were out there to offload passengers and luggage. I thought the luggage reclaim was pretty interesting. I think it looked more like a bus shelter, certainly not the vast conveyors that they have in main airports. A bit more relaxed really.
The sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore.
I hung about for a while, went into the cafe, the main airport building, and saw that there was another plane due later in the day, so I would certainly thought I'd hang about and get a few more pictures of that as it comes into land and take off.
Wait for our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer.
The camping on Barra was certainly going to be wild camping for the short period of time that I was going to be there, but unfortunately the weather turned. It became extremely wet and miserable, and in fact I just parked up in a pull-in for the night, ready to go down to catch the ferry the next morning. The ferry sails out from Castle Bay, past Kissimel Castle, and then onwards to Oban. So there we are, this is the last vlog of my Outer Hebrides trip. It was 4 weeks, about 2,500 miles, 5 ferry trips, and a wonderful experience. And it'll get repeated, I'm sure it will, in the not too distant future.